add some parts to our character. We'll map it out first, and then we'll go in and darken it up. So let's begin with some eyes. So right here in the top circle, I'm going to focus between these two lower guidelines, right along the edge of our circle. We're going to draw these nice football or lemon or almond-shaped eyes. These evil-looking eyes. Just remember, evil stands for every villain is lemons. So a nice lemon shape for the eye. Another one on this side. Next, we're going to add some eyebrows. And lions don't really have eyebrows. Remember the close-ups of Takari? He didn't have eyebrows because he's covered entirely in fur. Oh, I'm sorry, spoiler alert, lions are furry, in case you didn't notice. So they really don't need eyebrows. For Scar, to make him appear more human and more expressive, animators gave him eyebrows. So we're going to draw this funny looking capital letter N as it comes down to the guideline, over the top of the eye, out through the edge of our circle, and down to that guideline there. So you get this very funny looking capital letter N. On this side, we're going to do the same thing. Curve it down across the top of the eye, past the edge of the circle, and hook it back around. Now on this side, we're going to need to add something that is incredibly important for a character named Scar. What do you think we need to add? A scar, that's right. So we're going to add this nice, curvy, almost kind of like a very skinny S right there near the edge of the circle. And we're going to draw another one from the top of that first S, coming down here to the eyebrow. Get that nice top part of the scar. Now that we've drawn in the top of the scar, we can thicken up those eyebrows. Go over those, make them much thicker, except for where that scar is. These nice evil-looking eyebrows. On this side, since we don't have that scar, we can just thicken up the eyebrows the way they are. Make them look nice and evil. Now we have the eyebrows. We want to connect them to the sides of his head. So nice little curved line off the top of the eyebrow there. Connected to our circle. Now we can start to work on the eyes themselves. So like every good villain, we're going to add a little bit of guy liner. Thicken up that top part of the eye, and a little bit of a cat eye coming off the back there. Same thing over here. Thicken up the top curve of that eye. Bottom, nice dark, but not quite as thick. Inside of the eye, let's add the iris and the pupils. The iris is the colored part of his eye, so you have a nice big circle right inside of the eye there. And another one on this side. At the top of the iris, a little teeny circle. And under that teeny circle, a slightly larger circle. So it looks like BB-8. And then I'm going to darken in last part of the eye, right above the eyelashes, his eyelid is going to curve in to his eyebrow. Now, in the video, you remember that Dakari had these really dark marks on the inside corners of his eyes. Those are his tear ducts. And his tear ducts are going to come off the top of his eye and curve down almost to where the circle and the oval touch. Just a little bit to the side of that. So a nice curved line coming off the top, and then another curve coming off the bottom and meeting at that same spot. So it kind of looks like the claw or talon of a bird, and then we'll darken that in. Create that nice dark tear duct. Do the same thing over here on this side. So now that we've added in that tear duct, we can go ahead and work on his eye patch. Dakari and other lions have patches of white fur that go underneath and around the sides of their eyes, and these patches of white colored fur actually help them to see better at night because it reflects light back into their eyes. Moonlight, starlight, and it enhances their night vision. So lions can actually see 6 times better than a human can at night. So I'm going to start from the middle of the tear duct, just follow under the eye, and then right below the eyebrow, I'm just going to extend that curve till they touch. So there's the eye patch. And do the same thing on this side. Follow the curve of the eye in the middle of that tear duct. Once we get underneath the eyebrow, just bring that curved line on down and connect them together. Now, lions' eye patches are white. Scar's is actually a brownish gray color. So if you want to put a light into the gray through that eye patch, it actually makes him much less effective at hunting at night. Scar is kind of a scrawny, skinny lion compared to his older brother Mufasa. Shade in those eye patches. And at the bottom of the eye patch, if you go straight down from the top part of his scar, we're going to add the rest of that scar. Right underneath his big curved feet. Now you might think, how did Scar's parents know to name him Scar? When he was born, he didn't have a scar. He got that scar actually in a fight with Mufasa, trying to challenge him to be the king of Pride Rock. So, does anybody know what Scar's original name was? No? Taka, that's right. And you know what that translates to in Swahili? Trash or garbage. What great parents. We shall name our firstborn Mufasa, meaning ruler, king, or sovereign. And we shall name our younger son Trash. You wonder why he became a villain. All right, so now we've finished up the eyes. Let's start to work on the rest of his face, including his muzzle and his snout. Zoom out a little bit. Does he start to look like another Disney character? You get the feeling you've seen a very similar character somewhere else? No? Jafar, there you go. Jafar and Scar were both designed by the same animator, Andreas Deja, who also created Gaston. So, when you want a really evil villain, you go to Andreas. However, he doesn't just do villains, he also created Lilo and Hercules. So he does some pretty cool heroes too. So I add a little curved line coming down from the middle of the eyebrow, right across the tip of the tear duct, and just inside the edge of the oval. And that's going to start to form the bridge of his nose. the bottom part of his nose begins just a little bit inside the edge of our oval, right along our guideline. So we put a little dot on each side, and then connect that curve we just made to that same dot with a slightly longer curved line. So it winds up looking a lot like a bell. So that's going to form the top of his nose. The tip of his nose, the part not covered in fur, also known as the nose leather, or if you're a cat person, you know that the proper technical term is the booper, is going to look like a letter V for vivid. So from those little dots to the middle, right here along that short guideline, we're going to draw a nice V shape. And then draw another V just a little bit above it, again, connecting out to those dots. So we get this chevron, or kind of like a boomerang, or like the symbol on a classic Cadillac. But now we need to give him some nostrils. And Scar's nostrils are even evil looking. They look a lot like the blade of a scythe or a sickle as it curves down and comes back up there. Get this nice evil nostril. So we have the nice evil shape for his booper. Darken that in. You probably don't want to go up to Scar and boop his nose. So there's his nose. Now we can start to add his mouth. And it's going to start here at this longer guideline just underneath of our oval, about halfway between this line and the tip of the nose, and add another small dot mark and draw an upside down letter V. Give him this nice evil looking scowl or sneer. And between the upside down V of his mouth and nose, darken in that center line. That's the philtrum. It draws moisture from the nose, or from the mouth, I should say, up to the nose to keep it nice and wet. If you have a dog or a cat at home, take a close look. They have the same thing. We do too. Ours just doesn't work. Now, to complete the shape of the muzzle, all we have to do is start here at the edge of the mask, right where we touched our tear duct. Going to curve out to the outside of the oval and then swing it down to the corner of his mouth. Nice long curved line. Do the same thing on this side. So there's his muzzle or his snout. Now that we've drawn that, most of the rest of it is hair. Lots of hair. His beard and his mane and his cheeks. Now let's start by giving him some cheeks. And we're going to keep these really light because we're going to break them up after we map it out into individual strands of hair. So really lightly, right here where the eyebrow touches the mask, I'm going to add a very skinny, almost S shape. At the bump in his nose right here, go over to the edge of the muzzle and draw a nice big curve connecting. So it looks like a sideways shark fin. Turn your page this way. See that shark fin? Do the same thing on this side. Another shark fin. Underneath of his mouth, we'll give him a beard. And his beard looks a lot like the tail of a fox or a raccoon. This nice wavy line coming down from one side of his mouth, and another wavy line from the other side. Join them up together, you get this fox or raccoon tail. At the top part of his head, from the middle of his forehead, right where those two guidelines cross, you can draw a nice curve coming all the way up toward that top guideline, so it now makes a big T shape, capital D. And add a little curve coming off of this side, so now it looks like a V. And at the very top, again, we're going to draw another raccoon tail. This nice curve coming off the top part of his head. Now to create the mane, there are two layers to that mane. The first one is going to start right about at the end of that V, kind of right above the eyebrow there. And we're going to follow the shape of his head. Kind of come out like we are to the eyebrow, and then out by the cheeks, and then back in toward his mouth. And we go about that same distance on this side. We're going to do the same thing. Curve out, and down around the cheeks, and then back in toward his mouth. So it kind of looks like he's wearing a hoodie. We're going to add one more layer to that hoodie. And about that same distance. This time, going to go all the way up to that foxtail. And down, right across from that guideline there. And then bring it all the way down to that short line at the very bottom. And the same thing over here. About the same distance away. Bring it down across from the guideline at the top of his nose, and then all the way down to a point. So all of these nice light lines around the sides of his face are going to be hair. The last thing that we need that is not hair are his ears. And his ears are going to fit between those two layers, lining up right here where the eyebrow touches the top of his head, here and here, and the bottom of the ear right where that bump is in his cheek, right about here and right about here. So again, you can make those little marks, and the shape of his ear is the shape of a teacup handle. Almost slightly curvy triangle shape. And the inside of the ear is the same shape, a little smaller. So there's your teacup handle. Make sure you have your pinky extended when you pick it up. And draw a matching one on this side. Now he becomes a scar sippy cup. And many of you that may have been around toddler age when the original Lion King came out in '94, you may have had your very own Scar sippy cup. So this will bring back some nice childhood memories. Now you have the ears, let's go ahead and break up that hair. Now we're going to have some fun with this. I'm going to start here for his cheeks. Break them into some sharp, angled tufts of hair. You don't want to make his hair cute and soft. You want to make it evil. So think of flames or shark fins or saw blades. These evil, pointy hair. Same thing for his beard. Break it up to jagged tufts of fur. And nobody's should look exactly the same, because hair moves from frame to frame in an animated film and in real life, so everyone's hair should look different. You still want to make sure that yours looks even. That's really fun thing to say. Evil floof. Feel free to say that as you draw. Top of his head. Little hairs being pulled upward toward the top there. That's left is a little bit of shading. And you don't necessarily have to shade because it's not really an essential step. But if you take the side of your pencil there, shade in his mane, because Scar's mane is black, which, believe it or not, is not scientifically possible. Lions' manes get darker as they get older and more dominant. So Scar is definitely not the dominant lion in the pride. That's his older brother Mufasa. So it shouldn't be possible that his mane would be darker than his brother's. The only reason it is because the animators decided a black mane makes him look more evil. And, oh, almost forgot, he's a cat. He needs whiskers. So let's throw in 5 whiskers on each side of his muzzle. And there you go. There is Scar. Now, once you're finished with them, take a look on the right side of the theater. You'll see images of famous animators like Walt Disney himself, plus Frank Thomas, Ollie Johnson, 2 of the 9 Old Men, and 2 of our very first female animators, Retta Scott and Mary Blair. Now, they are doing exactly what you did. They are drawing from life. They are studying the animals and using them to create those iconic Disney characters. And we did the same thing. So you have now become part of that Disney legacy. You have walked in the shoes of a Disney animator here this afternoon. As honorary animators, sign your name on your drawing. Somewhere on the page, put today's date, the year, because he is yours to keep and take home with you. Your personal belongings are yours as well. Take those home with you when you go. We don't want them. The only things we do want back are the clipboards and the pencils. The clipboards leave right